Hey, what's up, Beardbrand fam? Bob the Barber here in headquarters, Austin, Texas, and I got my buddy Andy here who forgot to cut his hair the last year and a half, so we're gonna get him back to it.
Yeah, no, I took all those off. Yeah, all the. So it's a year ago, and I had just a little bit cleaned up on the bottom there, and then what I'm going for is probably about that length, and that's like the natural color, and then on the sides, probably not super tight, so maybe a little shorter than that, but
yeah.
And you can see all the. I mean, this was 2014. How much gray is in there now? Like, I didn't take one before I colored it, just because the old dude thing really rattled me.
So before I even dig in, I'm gonna start with go a little orthodox, and we're gonna trim away everything today.
Yeah, the Ernest Borgnine eyebrows really needed a trim there. I've had it long since 2005, and not because I'm ahead of the curve. It's just because I'm lazy, and
A lot of us, yeah. I think I had a mustache for the same reason. It was like, I just leave it there.
And shaving, I just never got good at it. I mean, when I stopped shaving, there were only 2 blades on a razor, not 17 like they have now. So
we're gonna shave one side and then the other. I got a 2.5 guard on here. Pretty standard buzz cut length, and it still looks like intentional and professional and sexy.
yeah, my old roommate used to be my bacon buddy, and then she went vegetarian, then full-on vegan, and I was just like, all right, whatever works for you. She was cool about it, though. It's not like there were protests in my house when I came home from work or anything. So 2005 is when I decided to grow it out. And the reason I decided to grow it out has to do with work. So at the time I was working for a medical products company in New Hampshire, and I didn't want to go on any more business trips. And I said, I'll just grow my beard really long.
And
they will not send me on any more business trips. Nice long beard, you get to have, Halloween costume is already preordained. You got lumberjack or Viking,
And for me, with this type of beard, it's like you always have to add the word sexy in front of that. So it's like sexy lumberjack, sexy Viking. Man, I feel for you, man. All that time to grow this hair out and then point nothing to chop it off. So right now I'm tapering your cut down to about a 1.5. We hit it with about a 3 on the top. Yeah. Transition to about a 2 on the sides, and then and we're just getting a little closer down to the perimeter.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, it'll grow out with some shape. So if you do wait in between haircuts again, it'll have some structure.
Not likely waiting that long.
No. So we'll smooth it out from the front, but I'm looking at the length, and that's kind of where I start to see that density disappear.
Yep.
So once again, looking at that old picture, right there. Your chest.
You can go higher than that, like
really?
By an inch or 2. Yeah. So now it's at the length where I have to be careful with power tools. If I got to tuck it into my shirt. And it's funny, at this length, if you tuck it in your shirt, it looks real nice and well kept. And they're like, what'd you do to your beard? Then I pull it out, I'm like, oh, there's the homeless guy look. Like, yeah, thanks for that.
I'm gonna start there, and then we'll just creep it up. I always do that way more confidently than I probably should when it comes to somebody's beard that they've grown out for this long. But it is, I'm not giving you an option. We're doing
No, these, what you're supposed to, trim the roses back on Valentine's Day? Just think of it like that. You just got to cut them back so it grows
and
back.
And it's right about Valentine's Day, so yeah, it's perfect.
I was actually kind of surprised that, it was, even though density is gone, the long stuff was pretty healthy. There weren't a lot of split ends. I think because the pandemic and we're not showering and going to work every day, it might have been better for my hair.
And when you were talking about like you not doing much, sometimes less is more, and for me, it's all about balance. You know, you want to make sure that you're not overcooking your stuff too, and that's some guys over groom and create these problem areas that didn't need to exist. They yank out too many hairs. They break them off. Yeah, it's just you wash it too often that you know it starts to get brittle. So sometimes just like letting things hang out. That's good too.
I actually saw that online. It was some beard website, and this guy's like, yeah, buy this atomizer off Amazon, and you know he's got a picture of it, but there's nothing there for scale, you know. So I thought it was about the size, you know, like 300-400 tall. No, it's for salad. It's like 10 inches tall.
You saw the same one at Whole Foods?
And I was just sort of like, oh, that's a lot of beard oil. Okay, but we wound up using it for salad. I did not use it for beard oil.
Yeah, as soon as the roommate went vegan, it's like, oh, I got the perfect thing.
I got the thing.
I got to
for
get some
you.
of this
Yeah.
temple smoke smell out of there first, but
Yeah.
How's that length?
That's fine. Yeah, if you want to, you know, clean it up more, just it's gonna grow back. So I love that it's
I love beard growers.
whatever
with
you
that
feel
attitude.
like, because you just gotta, you know, with the weight and where it's gonna lay.
I'm trying to imagine the comments. Because everyone's like, I should have taken it shorter. Should have left more on.
You'll never make it happy.
And in terms of shape, I usually get a little bit squarer on the bottom, like more of a bull nose. But with my head shape, you know, I'll leave it up to you, whatever you think looks best.
I know that this was a henna job, but were you aware that it would be this orange?
Well, you know, so henna like kind of oxidizes and it'll get darker, and I need to spend a little more time out in the sun, and it'll get a little bit more even. But it's kind of hilarious if you go online and people's, you know, first experience of henna, they do it Sunday night before they gotta go to work Monday, and you know, they wind up looking like the Joker, and they're, you know, running out to Walgreens or some other 24-hour place trying to get, you know, like Just for Men Oops brand and dye their husband's hair again. And I'm like, you just kind of gotta let it do its thing, you know. I don't know how many of your fans do henna, so the processing time,
More like critics.
yeah, is you know, Just for Men, it's like 5-10 minutes in and out. Henna, 3 hours, not uncommon if you want to go really, really red.
So you just gotta schedule out your day for a whole lot of nothing.
It's
So doing it during
a lot of Netflix, you know, and it's like playing Dexter the home game, because your whole head's wrapped up in saran wrap, you know, so the stuff doesn't dry.
Your references are amazing.
So, well, Dexter's a ginger, so you know it works on 2 levels. But
Inca Orange. I mean, you're speaking to my heart, man. It's like Inca Orange from BMW and a little bit of Dexter action. Heck yeah. Hey Andy, I'm gonna since we got some of that shape out, and now we're starting to see it bounce up, and I'm starting to see more of that mask crease. I'm gonna hit it with a heat brush real quick, just to straighten it out and get it some and see some more of that true shape and length.
Yeah, some friends of mine were like, "Oh, you should get the hot brush and straighten that out." And I'm like, "Why would I do that to my beard?"
You have the texture that you could do one of those, like you could whip it around and.
And in my 20s, you know, I had a terrible beard. So when young guys are like, "Oh, I wish mine," like, just be patient.
When did the transformation happen? When you
30s, you know, late 20s or 30s.
See,
probably.
some of you guys just need a little bit of patience. It'll come in every once in a while.
The one piece of advice I would give people, when you know how they're growing it out and the sides get all frizzed out and you look like Reverend Jim from Taxi, and I'm like, okay, here's your hot beard tip. Comb that stuff straight up when you get out of the shower, so you look even more like Reverend Jim when it's wet. And then you just go back 10 minutes later before you go to work and comb it down, and it'll stay down there. Like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like, yeah, you know, I suffered for a lot of years with the flyaway crazy person beard hair on the side.
So this is you see me do this is not surprising.
No.
Yeah, your beard feels really nice. So this comb is going right through it. It's just really, once again, just to soften up some of those kinks. I'm not trying to give you a horse's mane.
No, that's.
Yeah, so I'm just tucking away some of this stuff, some of this bulk underneath, but at the same time making sure that it's I don't get rid of it. He likes a little bit of that weighted, square shape, so I don't want to give him that super angular shape. And like if he had a shorter beard, I'd be doing the same thing, but just extending it way past that jawline. I want to continue shaping it where it does have some weight at the bottom, and like I said, making it real sharp and angular. That's not the kind of beard that we're looking for today. So
Yeah, and you can trim down the Wolfman cheek line there.
Do you prefer a little bit of a sharper edge, or
whatever you think looks best? Because like I said, I'm lazy. You know, Razor hasn't touched this face voluntarily in 20 years, so.
I'm looking for where that main curl starts to form, and then where it starts to lose some of its density. I would imagine it's not as dense right there because you've either eaten a bunch of it or. And you let me know if you want to go even more aggressive.
No, that looks pretty good. You can see that I got teeth. I used to grow it even longer, like down over my lower lip. And I said it was part of my weight loss regimen, you know.
You're so over trying to shove stuff in there, right?
Well, it precludes eating things like ice cream and spaghetti and, you know, anything with any kind of gravy.
Why don't you lean your head back from me real quick? I want to get under that neckline just a little bit closer. And you're pretty thorough with that henna, man. Your chest hair is.
Yep. It runs down, and you're just sort of like, all right, well, whatever. You got orange chest hair, you know, and orange back hair. You know.
That's what makes it look realistic. So, how familiar are you with our products? Like you watched all my videos. So you're obviously
well,
super
and you know, some others too. You know, not just yours.
Do you have any preference for fragrances or anything? Or
yeah, the citrus is fine. I mean, you know, pine or sandalwood, they're all good. Not so much on like tobacco or other fruity stuff.
Spice citrus is a fantastic way to go.
I got a little bit of a dry skin problem, so I'll get pretty aggressive beard drift. So I'll have to use Head and Shoulders every once in a while to tone that down. But I'm hoping this stuff will keep my skin a little happier.
With him saying that, I think you know what comes next. So we're gonna send you home with some proper beard shampoo. It's a little more gentle on the skin. It's gonna be also gentle on the hair. We're talking about like overdoing it sometimes, and a lot of those products like Head and Shoulders and just like our regular products, grooming products, they tend to skip over like the fact that our face and our beard hair is completely different than the rest of our bodies. So all that 3-in-1 stuff, yeah, out the door, man. We'll.
I totally used the 3-in-1 stuff before I came down here.
So that was a little bit of the beard oil just to get that skin hydrated. You have such a thick beard too that a lot of that moisture evaporates and it doesn't come back. So we'll use that beard oil and then top it off with a nice heaping of our utility balm. Oil for the skin, balm for the hair. Put them together and killer combination. shampoo and conditioner. All right. You can use them minimally.
My homework.
Yes, exactly. You know what videos to watch so you can learn more about them. Mostly mine.
Whoever knew sweat could smell so good? I did, because I've been using Beardbrand's new deodorant. Grab it at beardbrand.com.